Berwick BMW's customer service is world class, and Abdul's review proves it. I appreciate not only your commitment to providing a good service, but to the friendliness and efficiency. I'll be recommending Berwick BMW. Good on you, Abdul. With next day servicing available, visit Berwick BMW.
LMCT 8953.
Very shortly, but as we mentioned, significant day at Hawthorn. Their 46th captain was named. The man that most expected it would be is James Sicily, and he got the nod today, and he joins us on SEN. G'day, James.
Hey, Julian.
Congratulations. What was the overriding emotion when the news came through that you would be the next skipper of the Hawks?
Yeah, a little bit of nervousness, excitement, a little bit scared, a bit daunting, but overall feel really comfortable being the captain and feel really well supported by the coaches and the players. So, yeah, it was. It's funny, you think that you're going to be the guy, but until you are the actual guy, the feelings just come rushing through your body. It was pretty cool and makes you feel alive.
So you got Dylan Moore and Luke Bruce as your vice captains, Jarman Impey, Sam Frost, and also Mitch Lewis round out your leadership group. Just watching your press conference before, you said, particularly early days, a lot of effort went into you and a lot of patience was required, given at times early in your career you were a bit of a hothead. Just how much patience was required to see you mature and become the player and the leader that you now are?
Yeah, a fair bit. I think Clarko at that time and Rob McCartney and even someone like Chris Fagan, Cam Matthews, like it could have been quite easily to give me like a slap on the back, but they sort of gave me a cuddle in a sense and brought me in closer and said and sort of nurtured me a little bit more than I suppose give me some hard truths and treatment. But I think they balanced it out really well until the penny dropped and started to mature a little bit more and realised what's best for me and what's best for the team and what's required to be a consistent player and how to really act. They really led the way and showed me sort of how to do it.
So a bit like Toby Green at GWS, who we had on the run home earlier this week, watching the early part of your career, I guess not many people from the outside would have thought, yeah, one day this guy is a good chance to be the captain of his footy club. So when did you first realise you wanted to be captain? And then it might have been at the same time. When did you realise that you might be a chance to one day captain Hawthorn?
For me, it sort of happened reasonably quick. The feeling of me being able to do it was probably 3 years ago, I reckon. And then probably a year in after thinking that I could do it, I genuinely sort of believed it, and I could feel that other people believed in me as well. So I think around then, sort of 2 or 3 years ago. But was really fortunate to lead the club last year for a period of time under some unique circumstances with Macca going out, and then sort of realising that I can do it, and the job's not as big as you make it out to be sometimes. Like you're able to share the problems and the workload with others, and that's why I feel like the group that we have rounds me. It's a really rounded and core group of people, and we sort of complement each other. So that's why I feel really supported.
Speaking of the 46th captain of the Hawthorn Footy Club, James Sicily, it's interesting you gave that answer because a lot of people think it's this all-encompassing role that adds a lot more pressure and there's that more to do. Did you find there is a lot of extras, whether it's during the week? I'm assuming game days pretty similar, or was it not as much as you thought it might be from, the limited experiences you had last year?
Yeah, I think it's important to just be consistent with like who you are, and you don't really need to change. Like, sort of got to this position as being the person you are, so there's no point really becoming some sort of imposter and trying to do too much or take on things that you're not capable of, and it's just going to wear you down otherwise if you're trying to be someone you're not. But all you do is go in on a meeting, an extra couple of meetings a week, and you just feel a little bit more responsible for performance. And I'm happy to wear the consequence is probably not the right word, but I'm happy to front some of the pressure that's going to come our way if it does during the year. And I feel comfortable doing that.
As you mentioned today, when you started your journey, the club was at the highest of highs, coming off multiple premierships. Now it's a young group that feels like you're taking it right back to the beginning. Just interested, as a fellow senior player last year, I mean, you knew Ben McAvoy was probably going to retire, and there was a lot of talk that Jack Gunston was going to take the offer up north. But what was sort of your immediate reaction when very late in the trade period you lost two of your other very good players, experienced players and leaders in Jager O'Meara and Tom Mitchell? What was your initial reaction to that?
Yeah, I mean, they're good friends of mine, so it hurt a little bit. But at the end of the day, like, Jager's deal was a win-win for both of us. And hard decisions need to be made. Like, I really feel like that trade period accelerated our sort of little window that we're building towards. You can call it a rebuild. I think everyone's calling it that, but we don't really see it that way. But it accelerated it a year because we were able to get in some talent earlier than we perhaps expected to. And, yeah, fully support the direction. And I think in hindsight it will be a great decision, even though they were some of my good friends. So if I could wear it, then anyone else can.
What's going on with all these scuffles at Hawthorn training at the moment? Is that the Sicily impact already?
No, I don't think so. Everyone's just really keen to get stuck into some match play, and the competition for spots is really hot because there is a lot of opportunities up for grabs. And a young team, everyone's full of beans and just wants to play. And I don't mind it. We want to be a sort of aggressive team and stick up for ourselves. Being a young side, we don't want to be pushed around. So if we can do it amongst ourselves, we should be able to do it against opposition, and we've sort of been treating it like that.
So how quickly can it happen for this Hawthorn group? I think the external view, this is, it's been taken right back to the start. Young group, senior players traded out, other senior players have retired. But I'm assuming as a group, you're more in a hurry than maybe what the external expectations are?
Yeah, no, we are. Like, you just don't know, and that's what's exciting. We're full of ambition and optimism that we're capable, and we're going to try and win every game we can, and understand that that's not going to happen, and there's going to be challenges and road bumps, and times are going to get tough. But I think that will just make it so much more rewarding when we do come out the other side with some success and start winning games consistently and becoming the team that we want to be. But as a timeline, like, who knows? There's no real speed limit on how good you can get, how quickly, if that sort of makes sense. If I articulated that right. But yeah, the unknown is exciting, and I mean, I know a lot of clubs will be referencing the rise of Collingwood and Sydney in recent times, and people putting low expectations on them, and then far exceeding them. So I mean, we'll be trying to do the same.
So to Hawthorn's 46th captain, James Sicily, announced today. Now, we know you love your golf, and it was mentioned a few weeks ago that you've really found, playing golf with your teammates a really important exercise in building relationships and getting to know them and bond. Is that true, or is that just what you tell the coaches so you can play more golf?
Yeah, that's what we tell them, so we can try and get 2 games of golf in a week. But for the one time a week, it definitely is true. It's a time to get to know each other a little bit more away from footy. Sometimes you can get caught up in the footy bubble and it being so serious, and it's a time to just relax and be yourself under not too much pressure, unless you got, I don't know, a 3-foot putt to halve the hole or win the hole. That's the only real pressure out there. But yeah, it's good to see the other side of your teammates and build some deeper relationships out there, and then do something that's really fun also. Sometimes, or most of the time it's fun, unless you're having a stinker.
Yeah, correct. So round one, it's the Bombers. You're going to walk to the centre, and you probably thought you were going to be shaking Dyson Heppel's hand before tossing up the coin. He's handed in the captaincy today. You probably haven't thought about it. You probably don't really care. But who do you think you'll be shaking hands with as the Essendon captain in round one?
I don't know. Maybe Zach Merritt, I suppose. Maybe. Yeah, I didn't know that. So, it seems like everyone's getting a new captain these days. There's been about 8 or 9 clubs, but oh well, they'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out. Exactly. Well done, James. It's a great reward for you. An amazing year on field last year and captaining the side as well. It's a great club, and to be the captain of it is a huge feather in your cap. Congratulations. Thanks for your time this afternoon, and good luck for the season proper.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Thanks for having me.
Great to chat to James Sicily, 46th captain of the Hawks, vice captains Dylan Moore and Luke Bruce, Jarman Impey, Sam Frost and Mitch Lewis round out Hawthorn's new look leadership group. And if you did miss the news today, Dyson Heppel announced that after 6 years as Essendon captain, he will not be the captain in 2023. The cricket, of course, it's the lunch break. Australia 3.
The unmissable Australian Cup Carnival concludes February 25 at the Meadows. It's the final night, highlighting the $458,500 Group 1 Australian Cup, plus Group 1 Fanta Bale Super Stayer. Gates open at 6 p.m. with free entry and car parking. Tickets at themeadows.org.au.